Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. This is either going to be the dumbest video idea I've ever had or the best video I've ever had. But if y'all have notifications on, you might have seen me post yesterday on the YouTube story that I'm moving. You know, it is what it is. You got to make decisions. Sometimes you got to take risks. Blah, blah, blah. I'll save you the story. But if you follow me on Instagram, you saw me talking on Instagram last night, how I stayed up all night long transportizationing the bing bangs, which that's a lot to sort through and organize because I have like 3 of those bing bangs. Anyways, well, now we got to transport the boo lots. Well, you know what? You might put it in boxes. You might put it in totes. I didn't have boxes or totes. I didn't want to go buy boxes or totes, but what I did have was this big old truck here. And shout out to U-Haul. Not sponsored, but U-Haul, don't sue me. I read all your terms and conditions, and there was nothing about saying I couldn't put boo lots in the back of one of your trucks that I rented. Your website did say I can't ship it in a box, but nothing on the website, U-Haul, about me putting it in the back. But I'm here to tell you, this isn't even the third of it. This is a trial run. And I figured I'd film it and bring you all along. But let me just show you a little bit up close what I'm fixing to do. And we'll see if this is just an absolute disaster or if this holds solid here. Let me give you a closer look. Let's sample some of the collection here. All right. So first of all, I'm starving. Haven't eaten all day. So I found some cookies. Second of all, this one's kind of interesting. Let's grab some interesting ones here. Boom, baby. That's right. That's some 338 WHOTEEWHO hand loads. How about them apples? I probably need to bring this back to the show. Let's do a 338 WHOTEEWHO hand load video soon. Y'all remind me of that. Then my eye caught this. They actually had this at Tolliver's the other day, and I was like, man, that's a cool picture. I'm going to get that box. It's older stock. I haven't seen their marketing use this text or pictures in a long time, but 257 Weatherby, 115 grain with a whitetail on it. How cool is that? And let me get back to this. So I kind of packed it tighter, wall to wall that way. And maybe it'll hold tight. Maybe when I get to where I'm going, it'll just be wee, and it'll take me like 5 days to sort it all. But what's some other random stuff here? We got some 4570 government. If you didn't know, Remington loads several different loads. Just here, looking at 4570, there's a 300 grain at 1900 feet per second, 405 grain at 1330. This one, that's the same one. Here's a 1600 feet per second, 405. So that's hotter than that. Same projectile. What's interesting in here, y'all? Can't go wrong with Sirocco's. Which ones are these? 300 short mag. Ooh, I got a 300 short mag that loves those. My Savage 110 Trail Hunter. What else is interesting in here? We got some, just some classic 175 grain, 7mm Remington Magnum core lock. That's good stuff. Believe it or not, I've taken deer with like 40 different cartridges. I've never taken big game animal with 7mm mag. We need to change that up this year. This caught my eye here too. Premier Bismuth. Yeah, buddy, for all the waterfowlers out there, that's the good stuff. Don't want that stuff to spill. What else is in here? This is my tools, y'all. Carpenter's got his saws and his table saw and his circular saw and his lathe and all that. This is my tools. What else might be interesting in here? Here's a random burger. I think this is going to be a 300 PRC. No, it's a 6.5 PRC. 156 grain Elite Hunter. Burgers, that's random hunting. Blue tip, that's the Bond Strike. Normal Bond Strike 6.5 PRC. I bought this a long time ago and I never tested it. We need to feed that in the 6.5 PRC, see what happens. But yeah, what's ridiculous is if you think about every little box here, so just that 6.5 PRC, look at the price tag. 67 bucks for the one box. Average cost on all this is probably, in today's money, 40 bucks a box. So you can imagine I spend a fortune on making these videos, but that's my tools. You gotta have tools to do what you're trying to do. This, I believe, has been discontinued. Winchester no longer has this on their website. 170 grain match for 6.8 Western. Also have not hunted with that one. What's interesting over here? I bet y'all can't guess this. A wolf. Wolf, you might think, oh, 7.62 by 39. I found this years ago. Wolf 6.5 Grendel. 100 grain. Isn't that wild? What else we got going on here? Here's a whole bunch of big green right here. We got the cut, the copper tipped. This exact stuff in 300 Win Mag, I took a deer at 430 yards. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out. We got some more of that Sirocco. I don't know why it's here and it was over there. That's going to take me forever to sort it. We got some 450 Bushmaster Premier AccuTip. That drops deer, let me tell you. We got some even the old school packaging. 25-06, I'm a big 25-06 fan. 300 short mag in the core lock tipped. Core lock tipped is a good bullet. I've taken quite a few whitetail with that. What else? Let's find one more before we just take this big old truck out on the road and see what happens. What's interesting here? Some you don't see every day. I got a bunch of those weird ones. Like I said, this isn't even close to all of it, but this is the test run. This is pretty weird. I haven't seen this in a long time. This is 450 Bushmaster. This Inceptor stuff is like frangible. It's like a compressed copper alloy projectile. It kind of poof. Flatter, faster, harder hitting. Inceptor ARX are designed for maximum hydraulic displacement. Check that out. Y'all believe that? I don't know, but I never took a deer with it. I should get this to the range. See, that's also a cool thing, and going through all this, I find a bunch of stuff I forgot I had, got buried behind some other stuff and whatnot, but let's hit the road, Jack. Comment down below, do you think this is gonna stay in the truck here, all nice and neat and organized, or when I park, is it gonna be way up there? It might be up there in Mom's attic, is what they call that space for some reason, but let's hit the road, man, see what happens. All right, my babies. We will see you when we get there. You're gonna be all right regardless, but I might just have to sort you again. But let's close this door here. Can I do this one-handed? No, I can't. Ugh. Come on, man. Here we go. Let's hit the road. All right, we in the big rig here. Yeah. I'm moving. And when I'm moving, I gotta take like 3 or 4 days, which cuts into my filming schedule, but I thought this would be a random video that people might wanna watch and see what happens. So I am gonna feather foot it. We gotta go quite a ways. I say quite a ways. Well, I'm gonna stop and check on it and show you guys what happens probably after a few miles, because I don't want it to be nuts. Not that I didn't already commit. I'm already committing, so it's not like I'm gonna turn around and change it up. But yeah, let's stop and check on it, see what happens. Check with y'all in a few. All right, so status update. The very first stop sign I came to, I hit the brakes way too hard. I didn't slam on them, but for purposes of not trying to make a mess of the cargo that's in the back. I hit the brakes way too hard on that. I can just feel it in my soul, everything going whoop to the front of the cab, or front of the box rather. But I also hit a couple bumps pretty significantly. But I don't know, I tried to put them in there up tight against the walls, but I got to stop off at my buddy's on my way out of town. And yeah, let's just see what happens when we pull up in there. I'll check back in with y'all in a few. All right, so I kind of felt 50-50 until I hit my buddy's driveway, and I forgot it has a part where you're going down the driveway and then you're kind of going downhill. I don't know if that downhill is going to be steep enough to make everything just whoop go forward. Now I'm kind of going uphill. Maybe that'll rearrange it and fix it, but let me throw it in P here, and let's assess the situation here. I'm hoping it's not too mixed up, but if I had to bet on it, it's probably a little bit more jumbled than how we left it. Let's see what's in the bag. All right, moment of truth. I look funny because I don't have a hat on and I need a haircut, but I almost always have a hat on. I'm freezing too. The wind's blowing crazy today. Moment of truth. Let me flip this around here. What's going to happen? Well, man, it's hard to work these with one hand. We got to have the video filming here, guys. There we go. Okay, so we got one man down. We got a few hanging off the edge there. What's it look like as a whole here? Let's just rip the band-aid off. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. So, let that be a lesson. If you need to transport some tools, just pack it in tight side to side. Let me kind of show you. Like this right here, that 338 Lapua, you can't even move that box. It's in there. I jammed it in there. Some of this stuff over here, I put a different size box in there. These are some real weird 6.5 Grendel, huh? That's another weird one to show you. What's down in there? A barn, something funny. See, I put the box in there sideways to jam the rest of them in there. 300 Remington Ultra Mag Barnes Vortex. We need to take that stuff to the range. Yeah, baby. I bet that stuff's pretty hot. 165 grain, 300 rum. Man, hey, transporting your tools in a U-Haul, if you package it right, it'll do just fine. I honestly thought this was going to be a disaster, and that's what would make it funny, but it wasn't a disaster. And I'm not going to fake a disaster, because that would be corny and cheesy. But yeah, appreciate y'all watching. I should be done moving here hopefully in a couple days. Hooty's getting tired. I didn't sleep last night. I worked all through the night, and I'm fixing to do it here again. But hey, appreciate y'all. Make sure you're subscribed. We'll see you on the next one. Hooty hoo.